Hi folks, it's Chef Kevin. What I'm making now is chicken stock. In fact, it's going to be a smoked chicken stock. It's going to have plenty of flavor. The stock is going to be used for soups or the basis for sauces. This is going to be a very high strength, high flavor, and healthy stock. Okay, let me show you what's going on here. The main ingredients for any stock is water and bones. That's all you need. You can put in vegetables, or you can put in meat as well, but a pure stock is made from bones and water only. Now the bones I'm using are chicken feet. Chicken feet are very good for a stock, because it's all cartilage, it's all bones, and this way you'll extract a great amount of gelatin from the bones, and the gelatin is what makes it healthy, and it also forms a good basis for the stocks, besides the soups and the sauces. Okay, I also have a little can of tomato paste here. I'm going to take the tomato paste and rub it all over the chicken feet and add some sea salt as well. I have a total of 10 pounds of these feet. I also have a total of 5 pounds of smoked turkey necks. Got these at my local supermarket, fairly inexpensive. As far as the vegetables go, I have my aromatics here. I have some Mexican oregano. I have some fresh thyme. Not going to use all of this. And fresh rosemary as well. I also have some garlic. I have 5 heads of garlic and at least 3 large onions. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put those into the roasting pan and into the roaster, and this will roast. This way you extract the most amount of flavor from the vegetables and the meat, because they become caramelized. I could have just taken the bones and thrown them into a cold pot of water. That would have been a lot easier, but you wouldn't get that much flavor from it. This is my roasting oven here. I already have 5 pounds that are roasted, and I'll show you that. Okay, this is the first batch of chicken feet. They are roasted. It took me about an hour in this small roaster. And you can see the meat has separated from the bones, and that's an indication that it's ready. So I'm going to do my second set now, and I'm going to put in the garlic and the onions and roast them off as well. Okay folks, this is the second batch of chicken feet. I also threw in the onions and the garlic, and these will caramelize down and produce a huge amount of flavor. Now the reason I added the tomato paste is to give it another level of flavor. It'll add some acidity to the stock, and it also adds color. And color is important because color is taste. A clear liquid has little to no taste. Okay, this process, by the way, is going to take about 12 hours to cook, so I gotta go. Okay folks, this is the second batch of chicken feet, and this has the onions and garlic with it. As you can see, Everything is caramelized, and there's going to be a great amount of flavor in here. On the bottom of the pan is a whole bunch of drippings from the feet, and that's going to contribute to the flavor. I'm not going to throw that out. This is all going to go into the stock pot once it's cooled down, and then I'm going to fill the stock pot with cold water and add the vegetables, and that's going to cook for about 12 hours. This way all the gelatin and all the flavor will be extracted from the product. Okay, so I have my stock pot on the hot plate. This is a 24-quart stock pot, so it's pretty huge. But then again, there's a lot of stuff in there. There's 10 pounds of chicken feet. I also put in 2 chicken carcasses. And I have 5 pounds of smoked turkey necks. This will give it a nice smoky flavor. And there's a fair amount of meat on these necks, so that'll give the stock a nice taste. If your stock is just bones and water, you're not going to get much taste. And the chicken carcasses have a fair amount of water, fair amount of meat on them as well, so that'll contribute to the taste. I'm going to add a couple of teaspoons of apple cider vinegar. And what this does is it helps break down the bones and release the collagen, the gelatin. Bay leaves, I'm going to throw in a couple of bay leaves. I have some parsley. I'm going to add parsley, rosemary, thyme, and some Mexican oregano. This is the first time that I've used this combination of aromatics. But this is really going to make it pop. It's going to have a lot of punch to it. This is not going to be a wimpy stock at all. I'm going to put those ingredients in the pot, add the cold water, cover it, let it come to a boil, and let it simmer for 12 hours. 12 hours, you heard me right the first time. I also put in some cardamom seeds. These are whole cardamom seeds. Cardamom, if you are familiar with Indian cooking, that is used quite a lot. It really doesn't have a lot of flavor, but it adds a nice fragrance to the stock. And I also added some mixed wild dehydrated mushrooms. This is going to give it a woodsy taste, and it's going to add a lot to the flavor scenario. So I'm really excited about this. I've got 12 more hours to go, and then you'll check it out. All these bones and the seeds and the mushrooms, all that's going to be strained out, because this is a stock, it's not a soup. So it's going to be a clear product. It's going to be gelatinous in nature, and I'll show that to you 12 hours from now. Good night. Okay, it's been 12 hours cooking. This is what it looks like. It looks pretty gross, doesn't it? But it's going to be beautiful when I finish it. I'm going to take this huge spider and dip it into the stock and withdraw all this stuff and dispose of it. I'm ready for the next phase, straining. So I have another pot in my sink, and I'm going to run the stock through the strainer to take out the smaller particles. Okay, the straining has been accomplished. What I'm doing now is I'm setting up an ice bath. I put the stock pot into a sink full of cold water. It'll stay there about 15-20 minutes. Then I'll drain the water and add more cold water, and then I can start decanting in about a half hour from now. Okay, this is the end result of at least 14 hours of cooking and prep time. I have 13 quarts of homemade healthy turkey chicken stock. Now the first thing I'd like you to notice is the color. This is a very dark brown, which is good. Color is flavor. Clear liquids have little to no flavor. Now the fat is rising to the top, and after I put these in the fridge, it'll cool down, and then I can just scoop the fat from the top of the container using a spoon. So that's very easy to do. Some of these I'll freeze, some of these I'll keep in the refrigerator and make soups out of them.
I'll take the short ribs.
I think we got some delicious chicken soup.
Just short ribs.
I know, but you haven't tried our chicken soup. I know, because I had looked.
Short ribs.
Short ribs. Chicken soup coming up.
More chicken soup coming up. Nice fresh chicken too. Fresh cotton soup coming out.
Okay, I just took this out of the refrigerator, not the freezer, and you can see it's solidified. It's like a jelly. This is created by extracting the gelatin from the bones of the chicken feet in the carcasses. You can see it has a little bit of chicken fat on top, but you can see how easy it is to just skim it off with a spoon. And you don't want to dispose of this down your drain because it is grease. You just put it in your trash. That, my friends, is the sign of a good stock. It is completely jelly. And if you look at it, it has a nice golden brown color to it, which means it has a lot of taste. This has so many health benefits in it, it's unbelievable. You have the benefits of the chicken gelatin, which is anti-inflammatory, and you have the health benefits of the garlic and the onions. This will cure just about any cold. It's also good for hangovers. I can attest to that. It's a real good comfort food. I like to make chicken soup out of this by diluting it with chicken broth. You don't eat chicken stock as is. You don't go to a restaurant and ask for a bowl of chicken stock. It's just too powerful and too gelatinous, even when it's warm, to drink. This will also make great sauces. You do not have to use flour. Just add a bit of this without diluting it, And you can create a nice base for just about any sauce. Okay folks, so I hope you enjoyed. My next step is I'm going to make some soup. Thanks for watching.